Today we will talk about 18 FT 402 Basics of Chemical Processing. In earlier lessons we have seen about various finishes. Those are the mechanical finishes and chemical finishes in general. We will talk about antimicrobial finish, and in this category we will look at what are the different constituents available when we are talking about antimicrobial finish. What is microbial, where they are available, and this kind of finish if we apply on textile fabric, how it reacts and what are the positive effects on it. What are the areas of applications where this antimicrobial finish can be used in textiles. So those are the things actually we will talk in this lesson, and finally we will take different studies, different cases of antimicrobial application on cotton fabrics, and those are the different biomolecules which have been extracted from the nature and applied on textiles. So let us see how the antimicrobial finish can be applied and what is antimicrobial activity. Now let us start with microbes. What are the microbes available? As you can see that different microbes have been shown in the image. And what are those microbes? These are like bacteria, fungi, algae and viruses. So those are all together called as microbes. Now question comes where they are available. These are the different shapes of those microbes, and if you see the availability, this microorganism can be found anywhere in the environment. Okay. Now we can see those microbes in different other areas also, and estimated the total mass of all microbes living on earth is 25-fold the mass of all animals. So you can imagine that how is the availability of the microbes in the earth. Requirement for their growing is that water, a source of carbon, nitrogen and some inorganic salts. So those are the requirements of their culture. Now in this category, that availability, we can see that on textiles how these microbes can be developed, because textile is an excellent medium for the adherence, transfer and propagation of infection causing by microbial species. So different type of activities of human being like evaporation, breathing, radiations, thermal convections. So those are the different activities by which that different metabolic changes happened in the body, and then these kind of microbes can be developed in the human body. And you can see the fabric which are available and how this clothing is getting affected. Now clothing, when you are talking, this is prone to microbial attack because higher amount of surface area and presence of moisture. So these are two generic requirements for growing of the anti or the microbial attack on the fabric. Okay. Now antimicrobial, as we are talking, is that a substance that kills microorganisms such as bacteria, mold, or stops them from growing and causing disease. So those are the activities we call it antimicrobial activity. Now there are a lot of natural antimicrobials available in the nature like plants, herbs, leaves, flowers, etc. As we can see, the different images are available here. So different examples we can see like a garlic, we can see the coriander, rosemary, lemongrass, then spices like cinnamon, cloves, oil like citral, then organic compounds like vanillin. So different natural antimicrobials are also available in nature. There are of course man-made antimicrobials are also available. Those are developed by human beings. So some of the examples have been shown here. So metallic salts like silver, quaternary ammonium compounds, halogenated phenols like triclosan, so chitosan, halamines. So those are all man-made antimicrobials. Now this is the mechanism by which it attacks, okay, antimicrobial or antibacterial, antifungal or antiviral. So textile surface, when it is getting affected, you can see the conditions. Textile, when it is impregnated with antimicrobial compounds, so those compounds inhibit, okay, the growing or penetration into this. Now what are the objectives of antimicrobial treatment? You can see that different areas of applications. So normally to safeguard the textile products from staining, discoloration and quality deterioration. So those are the different after effect of antimicrobial treatment, and for that reason the textiles are subjected to antimicrobial treatment. Now what is antimicrobial finish in textiles? It protects user from pathogenic or odor generating microorganisms. As you can see that application of chitosan. So when odor is there, okay, bad odor, of course, the skin related, when evaporation is there, and then you can see after application of that one with chitosan, it becomes odor free. So antimicrobial finish on the surface of the textiles make it odor free material. Now these are different compounds of the natural plants when we are talking. So natural plants, how it is getting extracted, that is shown here. So natural plants, that different parts are getting separated, it is dried, grinding, powder form it becomes. Then those are different solvents that should be dissolved, then evaporation of the solvent for purification by rotary evaporated, and finally we get the plant extract. Now here the different applications, schematic view of the applications, that is different bacterial culture, the spore suspension and those kind of things. The textile materials are dipped into it and then incubation takes place and zone of inhibition is getting created so that bacteria cannot grow in that area of textiles because of antimicrobial activities of those compounds. Now when you are talking about the application on textiles, that different antimicrobial textiles are available. Different medical items like wound dressing, it is there, orthopedic bandage, antimicrobial textiles are used, baby diaper, of course it is getting used, then operation theatre, dress materials, filtration materials, artificial ligament, artificial lung, so vascular grafting. So everywhere these antimicrobial textiles are in use. So it is of great importance in the textile industry. Now let us see some of the case studies. As we can see here that Eucalyptus globulus, this is available, this tree, and very famous, this eucalyptus tree, and this eucalyptus tree can be processed and oil can be extracted from it, okay, and this kind of thing is normally used for medicinal purpose like cough and cold, then relieving congestions, and it is used in creams, ointments and all this joint pain, etc. Now how this is getting applied to the fabric? The fabric is prepared and treatment with some alum is a mordant, and liquor ratio is kept 1:30, and it is getting dissolved high temperature, then it is used at 70 degrees centigrade for 1 hour and dried in an oven. So fabric preparation, after this, the fabrics are immersed into different concentration of eucalyptus, that is 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%, and pH 5.5 is maintained here. And process is like padding with the solution. The fabric is then dried and then cured at a higher temperature, squeezing to get some wet pickup of the material, and finally we get the antimicrobial fabric. And fabric was then dried 80 degrees centigrade 3 minutes, cured 110 degrees centigrade for 2 minutes. And measurement and calculation, if you see that different type of analysis is done for these antimicrobial activities. The medium is prepared and then the antimicrobial activity is getting judged through different bacteria, gram-negative bacteria, Escherichia coli, and gram-positive bacteria, aureus. So different kind of bacteria are used for this purpose, and we see the activity of those antimicrobial treatment against those bacteria. So zone formation is getting noticed here. Zone formation indicates the capability of antibacterial action of this eucalyptus globulus solution over the cotton fabric. So this is the zone of inhibition has been noted down in the evaluation process. An assessment is done in agar diffusion method, ISO 20645, for this antibacterial activity. So these are different kind of plates are prepared for this antibacterial activity, and these are the different graphs prepared, and what are the different types of zone of inhibition at different concentration are shown here in the graph. So zone of inhibition against gram-negative bacteria, Escherichia coli, and then is shown at 25%, 50%, 75% and 100% concentrations. And then different extract and their tested materials are shown here. So gram-negative and gram-positive is showing different activities. And after washing also, it retains around 77% or 81%. Different kind of activities are noticed here. Up to 87.5% retention we have noticed. Aloe vera is also another compound by which this antibacterial activity can be imparted to the fabric. So this is a common figure of aloe vera which can be applied to the textiles. And this is the zone of inhibition of different concentration is shown here. Mentha piperetea, that is peppermint, is also another product by which this antibacterial activity can be imparted to the textiles, and it is a very common kind of plant. So medical use of this mentha piperetea oil is done, and different type of other products like not only the antibacterial activity but also the aroma and also mosquito repellent finish can be given here by this kind of agents. So these are the different kind of zone of inhibition graphs have been shown with this kind of bacteria, and these are the different zone of inhibition photographs of those gram positive and gram negative bacteria. So different kind of solutions we are getting through antibacterial activity, and zone of inhibition measurement really indicates that there are certain effects of these solutions, so it is effective. Okay, even the antibacterial activity retains after separate wash. So how this bacteria works here? So differences are there, antibacterial activity between two different types of bacteria because of their nature, okay, how they are getting produced. So E. coli shown to have a more negatively charged, less soft surface than aureus. So we can draw a conclusion that it is the opportunity for the apparel and fashion industry to use these natural biomolecules treated fabrics. So summary of this lesson is that textile finishing, two categories, mechanical finishing and chemical finishing. So antimicrobial activity is coming under the chemical finishing, and it is well known that different natural and also synthetic antibacterial compounds are available. Those can be applied to textiles to get odor-free and hygienic goods which can be applied in the medical industry also, apart from the normal clothing. Thank you.